Who's the most influential person in sports business? According to Sports Business Daily, it's NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, followed by ESPN President John Skipper and Patriots owner Robert Kraft. I'm Kerry Chow, joined by ESPN sports business reporter Darren Rovell. Darren, how was this list determined?
Well, a lot of it is subjective. Sports Business Journal, Sports Business Daily, they've been doing this list since 2004. A lot of the same people on the list over time, though obviously it's moved around. Last year, two Fox guys, Randy Freer and Eric Shanks, were number one on the list. I think that probably had to do with, Fox kind of making their big effort, making their push. So I think there's some subjective ranking here. It's not completely scientific, but the same guys seem to be at the top of the list. I would say Adam Silver, for a guy who's taken over in February, has done so much. The fact that David Stern never made the top of this list at number one says something to his influence. And then the thing that obviously kind of stands out is Roger Goodell at number 5. That seems like, that might not be a big fall, but it's the lowest he's been since 2006, which is his first year as commissioner. It's almost not possible to fall lower, given the NFL's place in this country. So those are the things that kind of stand out just on a basic level.
Yeah, you mentioned Roger Goodell, who's number 2 last year, dropping. Was that the biggest surprise on this list to you?
No. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if there was anyone where I said, wow, that's out of whack. There's really no one there that I say, I've never heard of that person, or that's out of whack. I would say the most interesting thing on this entire list is potentially NCAA President Mark Emmert at 41. If you look at it over time, last year he was 33. The year before that he was 25. So then to drop to 41, obviously, and almost off the list for an NCAA president, and people know why that is. People know the O'Bannon lawsuits, and his relevance clearly is on the decline. But to think about how big the college business is, and the number one most identifiable guy of the umbrella organization, potentially not in future years being on this list in the top 50 is really something that would be amazing.
Yeah, even the judge who oversaw the O'Bannon case was listed on this list.
Right after him. Yeah, right after Emmert.
Are you surprised at the number of women and minorities on the list, or the lack thereof?
I think that number is only going to increase. When you look at it, you look at someone like Indra Nooyi, the PepsiCo chair and COO. She's been there forever. She's been on this list for a long time since their involvement in sports, their ownership of Gatorade, and obviously Pepsi has a huge investment. I think women on this list are only going to increase because there are going to be more women in top positions, in the future. Minorities, I think it's going to happen naturally, but I think in the next couple of years you'll see a faster rise to women on this list, more than you've ever seen before.
That's ESPN sports business reporter Darren Rovell, very influential in his own right. Thanks, Darren. As always, I'm Kerry Chow with your latest ESPN headline.